Welcome to GC Cars. My name is Eric.
And I'm Jesse.
And this is the 2025 BMW X2 M35i.
The question today is this worthy of the M designations all around this car?
Let's find out with launch control. Oh, there we go.
You feel the front wheel drive there?
Yeah, it's definitely lacking some front end grip to really go in there, but once the torque hits the back wheels, thanks to our X-Drive, it is actually fairly fast. Let's go into manual shifting. And the first thing I gotta say is, before we talk about speed, is sound.
It's all pumped in, and
it's
I
fake.
can't stand it.
It's
honestly.
very big. Yeah, we both don't really like the way it sounds. All the pops, all the bangs, everything is literally fake. This thing does sound really like much on the outside.
And you can tell that it's not real.
And yeah, it's this very bassy kind of weird sound. It doesn't quite sound normal. You can turn it off if you want to, but then literally sounds like nothing. I can actually show you this. I'm gonna go to this button here, and then I'm gonna turn off the iconic sounds. I'm gonna turn them off mid-send.
Yeah, there's not much there.
So all natural sound, that's the natural sound. It's got a little bit of the raspiness of an inline four, but
no drama.
We're gonna keep it on just because it makes the video a little more fun sounding. But usually I don't think we would actually drive with it much. Okay, but speed. So 2-liter turbocharged inline four, 312 horsepower, 295 pound-feet of torque sent to all four wheels through a 7-speed dual clutch transmission. What do you think?
It's not super powerful, but it's not underpowered.
Yeah.
It's a good mix of power and fuel efficiency.
I agree, yeah. 0 to 60 is about 5 seconds flat. The fuel economy I saw actually combined city and highway with a bit of standing, it was about 8.5 liters per
really good.
which is actually pretty damn good. And yeah, it's not super fast. We're in sports car season. We're driving a lot of faster cars right now, but I don't think this is a bad engine at all. Usually, just like all the other BMW 2 liters, this is actually pretty refined. Like in daily driving, it's comfy. It sounds good. And if you want the power, just takes a second until those turbos hit.
Yep.
But then you got it, and you can center pretty good. And there we go. So
it's not weak, but is it fitting of an M badge, even an M light badge?
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm. So we had the X1 28i. So basically the same car, just not as a coupe SUV, and we're gonna get to the looks and everything about this. But with the base engine, which is about a $10,000 difference.
And I liked it.
We really liked it. It had about 250 horsepower, so it's down to like 60 horses on paper, but I don't feel like it felt that much slower.
Keep in mind, you're also going into that car without the M badges, so your expectations are naturally lower.
That's true. That's true.
So your enjoyment is a little bit higher, I guess.
Yeah, so
it also had more drama. Like you could hear the turbo spooling up.
Like more natural, real drama. Yeah,
yeah.
You do hear the turbos in this, but not quite as much as in the 28i, I feel like. Overall, listen, I don't have any issues with the engine, but it also isn't like, wow.
You just got to manage your expectations.
Exactly. So I think the best way to look at this is, think of it as a BMW hot hatch. It's an SUV on paper, not right. If you stand next to it, it's barely an SUV.
Yeah.
So think of it as, what if BMW made a hot hatch? And hot hatches aren't like the fastest thing in the world. So this is kind of what we're getting. The 7-speed dual clutch transmission, honestly, does a totally fine job. I have zero complaints about it. It reacts pretty well to all my inputs. Unlike, for example, the GLC last week.
Which was slow.
Which is, the transmission was bad in that. This is way better. We can have either shift automatic or, of course, without paddle shifters. Paddle shifters kind of suck, I'm not gonna lie. They're very flimsy, plasticky, but at least they're bigger than in like most other BMW M Sports. So you can actually hit them fairly easily. But let's hit a few corners, talk about the handling capability of this thing.
And suspension.
And that's where it's really gonna show if this is an M. So we're gonna send into that. But before we do that, why don't you subscribe? I'll give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And let's see how this car actually handles. As we send it into the corner, one more upshift, steering in, not a lot of feedback, soft suspension here, really noticeable, but as I go there, I'm trying to search for some feedback. It's not really coming my way though. Definitely one of the more number steerings that we've had from BMW. It still weights up into corners.
You feel the body roll, and any bumps that you hit, it kind of pulls the car.
That's my big issue. So we didn't have a big bump in that corner, but the next corner is going to have a big bump right in the middle, right as we try to transition into a right-hand turn. And that's where you're going to see, because this is a front-wheel drive based all-wheel drive system, we are front limited. And then it is going to upset our front axle so much, it's actually going to try to pull the steering away from me.
It's a little bit unnerving.
Yeah, and it's like, you definitely notice that, like every bump, as soon as you're a little bit on, like asking the front end axle to do much, essentially, you're going to feel that there is just that limitation, as I shall demonstrate here. I'm going to have that bump coming up here in a second. And there you go, 1, 2, and it's just trying to pull the steering wheel away from it. It's not that bad. It's not as bad as in the Type R. The Type R, which was only front wheel drive, that steering was all over the place, but you just notice that this is front wheel biased and kind of limited in that way in terms of its dynamics. It'll still take corners pretty fast.
It's just hard to predict what it's going to do.
Yeah, like you really got to make sure that you got a tight grip on your steering wheel and every bump, that you kind of anticipate that this car will.
Good thing you have an M steering wheel.
Good thing, yeah, you got the M steering wheel. And like we said, that suspension is really soft. Lots of body roll into this corner, more so than I would have expected from something that wears an M badge, even if it's just an M Sport or M Light, as you want to call it. But I would say we're gonna swap seats here.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's not a lot here. I'm trying to come up with a word to describe this, and I think sterile kind of fits the bill.
Yeah, they kind of, there's not a lot of emotion behind this, right? And the emotion that is behind it does feel very artificial. Like, it's not bad.
Oh, that front wheel drive.
And the suspension, there was a lot of, as you corrected a little bit, I noticed that dive on that suspension.
They're definitely going more for the average consumer here that just wants the badge.
Yeah, it's not, I called it a BMW hot hatch, but it's not really that hot of a hatch. Like, it's got some speed, it's got some capability, but even our tires, we don't have any like serious tires.
Yeah.
Like they're eco contacts we have on this car. You can option other ones, but this is what this is supplied with. So yeah, don't expect this to be like a BMW M driving experience, or even an M Sport driving experience. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad car. If we talk about daily driving briefly, yeah, it's still cool.
It goes.
And I'll be honest, most people will not realize that this is fake sound.
No,
most people
but we're
won't.
just so used to it that we know.
Yeah, it's our job. No, but most people won't realize. And if you just want to go in a straight line, it'll totally do a fine job. Daily driving, I think the suspension, because it's very soft, it's actually very compliant out on the road. It's actually a very quiet cabin as well.
Yep,
I noticed that. Even out on highway speeds, it's always comfortable. So it does a good job. And like we said, the fuel economy,
it's really good.
is also really good. But coupe SUVs, oh man, my favorite category of motor vehicle. Let's talk about looks. So, all new generation.
It actually looks pretty good.
Yeah, I don't
for
hate
what it is.
I'm a certified coupe SUV hater.
Oh, he is.
So much so.
Every time he sees an X4 on the road, he just cringes.
Yeah, no, they're so ugly, especially the BMW ones. X6, X4, horrendously ugly things in my opinion, and that's my opinion. You can disagree on that.
They will.
And you know the X2, I kind of don't hate it. I think what they did is, first of all, it's now actually fits into the naming. It's now a coupe version of the X1, not like what it was previously. But here in Skyscraper Gray and with the M packages and the blackout stuff,
Nice wheels. It looks good.
I think it actually looks pretty. Yeah, it looks pretty good.
I will say the front headlights, I said this to you today and you agreed, they kind of look like RAV4 headlights.
Yeah, we were standing right next to a RAV4 and it was like, you kind of got a point there. And I'll be honest, everybody I work with, I always ask them for their opinions. Well, they give them to me unsolicited, actually. And everyone was like, man, this car is ugly.
Really?
And I was like, I don't agree for
I don't
once.
find it ugly.
No, I think it actually looks pretty. I like the design of the X2. I think the X2 is the best looking BMW coupe SUV out on the market. Interior-wise, it's fairly well known. We've been in the X1.
It's nice.
Yes.
So much better than the X3. I don't know what BMW did.
Yeah.
Like, I owned an X3 M40. I liked the way it was inside. The new X3 is horrendous.
Yeah. No, if you want to hear us crap out on a BMW, watch our X3 review. I'll put it in the top right.
Why are they making the X2 better than the X3?
This is just like the X1, actually a really nice cabin. There's leathers everywhere. There's nice materials you
Soft
can spec.
touch.
Like even up, all the way up on the dashboard.
Yep.
This is soft touch leather, full leather, whatever, it's the same. Everything is solidly built. It feels good. Usability is good. Seats are comfortable. First of all, they look sick, but I know you have a problem with that.
Why are they putting M seats in this car? Like,
There's only like 11 M badges around this car, okay? Well, unique locations. There's only like 30 M badges here, okay?
come on. Like, I just feel like BMW is diluting the M badge. I get it, they're trying to sell cars to people.
Yeah.
But come on, this shouldn't have M. Even the X3 doesn't have M seats, does it?
I don't know if it was the M50, but
I
at
don't
least
know.
the one we have. But they look sick and they're very comfortable.
They do look cool, they're comfortable. I have a problem with it. Sue me.
Fair enough. And my complaint about this car, my biggest complaint is that we got the updated iDrive 9, which is still a horrendous system. iDrive 8.5 was way better.
It's convoluted.
It's convoluted, and the Series 6M menu, it sucks. It's buggy. Like the same bug we had in the X3 where you mute your radio, and then 2 minutes later it just pops back in.
Just
and then
use
you mute it
Spotify,
again.
bro.
No, that's same.
Shit.
All audio. You mute it again, it'll just pop back in at random times. And sometimes you can't even mute it anymore, it just keeps going. At least it didn't crash on me this time. So I guess that's progress on a very horrendous infotainment system. Just downgraded BMW. 8.5 is really good. But no, nice interior, nice exterior.
Back seats are pretty good.
Surprisingly, for a
Yeah.
coupe SUV, and the trunk space, because it's longer than the X1, actually isn't that bad. Of course,
It's less, but
yeah, it's a little less, and if you have a bulky item, it won't necessarily fit as easily as it will into an X1.
and the carryover height.
Really, really big high. Like, you got to really kind of clear a ledge there. But otherwise, it's actually pretty usable. Which leaves us with the price and the answer to our question. Is this deserving of the M badge and M Sport badge? And is it deserving of your money? Because BMW for this one's $75,000 Canadian, 60,000 US dollars.
It's a lot of money.
That's pretty penny for a subcompact SUV. And I think we don't necessarily have the same opinion here. I will let you go first, Jesse.
I would have less problems with this car, with the experience that I get from this car, if it didn't have the M designation, I think.
Okay.
'Cause I think it comes with expectations that it doesn't live up to. That's my opinion.
Fair enough. My enthusiast brain is telling me for an M, this isn't quite there for an M Sport. However, I also try to recognize that we are spoiled in the middle of sports car season.
Yes.
And if you're not used to sports cars and supercars, then this will probably have a different effect on you. And from a purely marketing and business perspective, I think this will sell a crap ton, because for about $5,000 to $10,000, well, about 10,000 Canadian more, over the 28i, you get an M badge, and a lot of people just love having the M badge, and they'll sell their soul for it, and they don't really care about the car for it.
I think the X3 being as bad as it is might drive more sales to this.
Yeah, no, do not get an X3. Do not get it.
It's really bad.
Like,
I
don't.
love the old ones.
Don't get the new one. It's so bad. But yeah, this might actually be a proper alternative for some people, and it's still pretty fast.
But why not the X1?
Okay, so I personally would always pick the X1 because I'm not a big fan of coupe SUVs, even though I kind of like this one. You save about 1,500 US, 3,000 Canadian for an X1 35i, M35i. But you know what my recommendation is? Just save a whole lot of money and go for the base 28i.
It's actually a good suggestion.
This isn't much faster. This doesn't feel really much sportier than the regular 28i. It's still a wonderful 2-liter in the that sounds weird to say. It's still a pretty good 2-liter in the 28i. It's got some character. It's got the speed you need. And you're saving about $10,000 Canadian, about like $7,000 US for, okay, the only thing you really don't get is the M badge.
The Ego badge, as I call them.
And that, of course, yeah. If you want your Ego boost, fair enough. I think 75 Canadian, 60,000 US is a little on the steeper end. It's not a terrible deal though, but considering you can get this car for about $20,000 less, $15,000 less, depending on your options with a different engine, I think that it makes a lot more sense then. So
I think it would have been an easier sell if they gave this a little more real drama and not just pumped in noise.
yeah, bit more.
Give us something more deserving of, the designation.
Yeah.
I know I'm saying that over and over again, but
Stiffen the suspension, give us a little more real drama, and then we got a bit more of a proper M product.
yeah.
But that's our opinion. Let us know what you think. If you agree with Jesse, do you agree with me, or do you have a completely different opinion? Let us know. And thank you so much for watching. And this is a 2025 BMW X2 M35i. Thank you for watching this video on JC Cars. Pure testosterone! Oh! What the f is this piece of shit?
If you guys liked the video, don't forget to hit the bell and subscribe. Should I just drive into a tree now, or?
And we'll see you next Friday at 8:15 a.m. Eastern for a whole lot more fun. Bye-bye.